Hey, good day, everybody. Welcome back to our Chavruta sessions live from Jerusalem with Rabbi Chaim Goldberg of the Noahide World Center. Really been enjoying his classes. They mean so much to me. We're just waiting for the rabbi to show up into our Google Meets class. So it's hopefully no issues. He did send me a message the other day that we're planning to be on. So haven't heard anything on the cancellations. So the rabbi's pretty good that way, so hopefully he will be here any second, so be patient with us. And we're joined by some of our usual suspects. I see we got Vincent and Julie and Bart and Helen and Bob. I know my friend Angelica can't make it today. I think she is in Vancouver, Lower Mainland area with family, and wish her well on her travels. We're dealing with a ton of wildfires here where I am, and I look out my window here, and it's just nothing but smoke. I've had to deal with it the last several days, and I was away last week, and I got to see a bunch of family and friends from where I grew up. But on my trip back, my flight from southern Ontario to Calgary was fine, but all flights in here due to the wildfires were canceled. So, they bumped my flight and kept bumping it. And so I would have still been stranded there to this day had I not made a quick decision and decided to just rent a vehicle and drive. So what was going to be a 1-hour flight turned into a 13-hour drive through smoky forest fire regions. And normally it's about a 9-hour drive, but with all the highway closures, I had to reroute and do loops around all over the place, extra 4 hours of driving after a long day, drive all night in the dark in the Rocky Mountains. You miss all the beautiful scenery. I drove through Banff and Lake Louise in night, and that's just some of the prettiest country I have ever seen. But sadly, pitch black because there's no lighting at all in the Rockies. And I had to pull over after right around there just to nap for a couple of hours just to stay sane and be able to drive safely on the road. But to Baruch Hashem, I made it back home safely, but without my luggage. They couldn't find my luggage. I stood in line or stood around waiting to find it for 3 hours. And if I didn't act quickly and secure my rental car, I would have been stuck stranded there. And of course, in situations like that, so many people like to prey on the opportunity of supply and demand, and hotel prices were probably double or triple what they normally were. So, even renting a car cost me one day rental was $1,000. Right? But, I was bringing it from one province and dropping it off in another. And so, there's the rabbi. So let's pin him up on the screen. Shalom, Rabbi. So good to be with you. I can't hear you yet, Rabbi. Hold on. Let me make sure it's not on my end. 1 second.
Nice. Now you can hear me. Yay!
Yes, now we can hear you, Rabbi. Okay, so I'm going to enlarge. I'll turn the class over to you, Rabbi. So good to see you.
Yes, Ellen. Hi. Good evening, Bart. Wow, Julie. Vincent. Dan. Hi, good to see you all. Hope everything is fine and you're doing fine. I must say, I had something in my head, but I don't want to lose the time. So we'll dive inside straight ahead. The main thing is that we are passing a very interesting attack from the Christian movement in the United States, but we don't care. No, it's the only thing that I want to say, and I don't want to laugh. I want to be very serious so people will understand. No one is thinking of slaughtering all the Christians who believe in Jesus. It's not on our agenda. It was never on. More than that, according to some of the Ashkenazi rabbis, just like Naaman, okay, the head of the army that is going to the prophet Elijah, and is receiving, he's repairing him from his illnesses, and he's saying, "But I'm really sorry. I believe in God, in the true God, but I need still from time to time to go with my master to the idolatry place and to pray also to the idolatry." And some of our Ashkenazi rabbis are saying that if someone is defining himself as a Noahide and believing Jesus, so it's okay. So according to those rabbis, you can't even touch those people. And I don't know from where it came, this, I will say, idea that we're going to slaughter everyone who believes in Jesus. But those who knows us knows that it's not the issue. And except for that, I think that the main fear is that the truth is going out. And this is why it's a bit hard for people. And they're saying, basically, don't get close to the Jews, don't get close to the Hebrew people. And the answer for that is that we came back to our homeland, as the prophet said 2,000 years ago. And the second prophecy, that Israel is going to be the light of the values, like the heart of the world, is also going to happen. And those who won't see this generation will see the next generation. And I will add another thing that I think I spoke with Helen about it in a private part, but I can say it in front of everybody here, this specific point. How we see the situation of people, secularity. What happened 200 years ago? That suddenly people left Christianity and became secular. What is the meaning of this in the world? We need to understand that God is speaking with us through history and through things, big events that are happening in the world. The AI, the AI is a big event that is happening now. What God is saying to us with this, I'm not going to the AI now. I'm asking a very important point. The thing of secularity that started 180 years ago, okay? What exactly is the message that we, the Hebrew rabbis, how we see it? I want to surprise you, okay? We see this as one of the stages of throwing backwards, okay, in the process, the wrong idolatry. And believing in Jesus, Christianity, is idolatry. And sometimes, before moving to the next stage of believing in the right, I will say, in the right God, okay, in the right way of understanding life, in the right vision that we can put in front of us. A vision is something, in Hebrew word, it's very nice, it's there. You can never catch there. You can never be in there, because whenever you're coming to there, there's another there, okay? Always there's the next stage that you want to achieve. And what's happening in the world is we are maturing up from idolatry. And one of the stages of doing it is to have a rebellion against idolatry. So people are becoming secular. And then people are starting to organize themselves again. And they're saying to themselves, but something here is happening. I can see this also, for example, in India. I will give an example, okay? We were there in India, and we met, we have the big community that did pledge in front of rabbis, almost 1,000 people, okay, in front of rabbis. I'm not speaking about those who did it by themselves, okay? Much more people did it by themselves. And we met there someone that said to us that he was a Hindu, and the Hindu are worshipping, listen good, this is his words, we know that, the Hindu are worshipping 3 million idols. Again, the Hindu are worshipping not one idol, 3 million idols. I don't know how to count it. When you go to the market there to buy some souvenirs, you're finding so many idols It's amazing. 3 millions. And he said to himself, why do I need to worship 3 millions if I can worship 3? And he became Christian. And he worshipped 3, and he wrote 52 books. And it was a big shot there. Think about this for a moment. 50 books, 52 books. And he had millions of people that read his books. And he was with a community. He was leading a community of almost 2,000 people. Big person. And then he said to himself, why to worship 3? Let's go to the source, only one. And he did a very, very big ceremony. And he burned all the books. And he became a Noahide. You can see the process. Some are doing the process through, in the Hindu, okay? Listen good. The England and French came there and pushed and forced everybody to believe, okay, in Christianity. Some of them didn't move from Hindu, some of them moved. And this was a step for them to move to become Noahide. Amazing. Now, you're asking me, it's good that they worshipped idolatry of Christianity? The answer is no. But on the other side, when we look on history and we look how history is shifting, so it could be that there will be a state or place or a province of people that will decide not to believe at all, but it's only a stage. We all know what will happen in the next generation and in the generation after that. And people are seeking and looking for the truth. And I think that I will say the attack that we're passing now from Christianity, the Christian world in the United States, is really coming from some sort of a fear from the truth. And it's okay. We're not pushing. Stay where you are. It's okay. It's too early for you. Let's go back to the story of Abraham. I'm sure that you all know the story that our sages are saying, that when he was very young, his father that had a store of idolatry, okay, gave Abraham to keep the store, and he went to do whatever he was supposed to do. And Abraham took a big stick and broke all of them except for the biggest one. And when his father came, his father asked him, what's happening here? Everything is broken. And Abraham said, no. They started to fight who is the most important. So the biggest one took the stick and broke all of them. So his father said to him, he's speaking with me nonsense, those are only, dolls, whatever it is. Yeah. So Abraham said to him, you see, it's nonsense. So his father sent him to Nimrod, and Nimrod threw him to the fire and said, okay, so the master of the universe that you believe in, he will rescue you. And what this is what we say, that God rescued him from, it's called Ur-Kasdim, the fire in the Calderness. Also, people were very upset with Abraham when he did it, when he started to speak about one God, because for them, it was breaking the, I will say, the ordinary rearrangement of the people in those times. People will become corrupted, and we need to do it in the right way. And I am admirable for all of you, and we have a few more thousands, but it's still the beginning that took this step and continuing with us. And I'm asking to be in the right, I will say, mindset. It's not in our vision at all to kill anyone. We're trying to give life and to add life to the world. And I think that you also see this in the things that we're teaching in the last few weeks. If there are any questions about this, okay. If not, we will go inside to chapter 2. Are there any questions? Not all of you together. Fair enough, everything is fine. Okay, So let me go to the, where it is now. Let me find it. Let me open it again. No, it's opened. Let me find it. I think it's here. Not here. It is. Just a moment. It's a slide here. It's the slides here. I prepared the slides. Here it is. Yay! I did it. Here we are. Let's go inside. Those are the slides. This is what we're going to learn tonight. Let me start. Let me first of all, slideshow. Let me say a few words, and then we'll start working, and we'll see, and we'll understand exactly what's happening. Let me put this aside so nothing will stop me. You can see everything, right? You can see it?
Yeah, we can see it, Rabbi. The mirror.
Excellent. You can read it, and I will say a few words, and then we'll continue, please.
Okay, the mirror. Who stands opposite you? Genesis 2, verses 18 to 20. Based on the teachings of Rabbi Yehuda Leon Ashkenazi, the Manitou, as transmitted by his student Rav Uri Shirky.
Now, what I'm going to do, we're going to deal tonight and next week with one of the most sensitive issues in the Bible, and this is the creation of the woman. And tonight is what is missing to Adam, and why. And next week we're going to speak about the building itself. Okay, what exactly is happening there between those two? And I'm continuing to ask the thing that I'm asking every time, is that please do yourself a favor and forget everything that you know about this issue. Okay, for 1 hour, for 45 minutes. Put everything aside and listen to what I have to say. If something is not clear, ask me. And let's go step by step in the way that the Hebrew nation is learning it. It will help us. It will help us to understand this in a way that I think that you never saw, thought, learned, and it will start to put things in line. Again, it's only the first half. The first verse, again, you can read this text. It's the first thing that I want to put in front of us, please.
Okay, new eyes for the same text. Open my eyes that I may behold wonders from your Torah, from Psalm 119, verse 18. The reader of a translation is not reading an incomplete text. He is reading a different text. No cantillation, no letter play, no weave between the books. Tonight we read what only the Hebrew carries. Very important.
I want to explain this a bit. I want to go one step even further. Last week we saw a bit about a letter. One letter, and how it's putting it inside. As I said more than once, we have few levels, but one of the most important levels is the music that we are reading. So listen good. There are two things. When we read translation, it's a lot of times it's losing things. It's losing from the exact wording. It's losing from the exact meaning. Okay, translation is a translation, but for sure there is one thing that it's lacking. It doesn't have inside. Okay, and this is the music of the reading. I will give an example, a short example that we will start to understand. If someone, for example, is being blamed in court of stealing, and the judge is asking him, did you steal? Did you steal from this person? And he will say, no. Are you sure about that? I don't know. If he's speaking in this, I will say music, it sounds like he is a bit to be blamed. Or he's supposed to answer, no, I didn't. Or no. Then we know that he's rejecting what the judge asked him. So the music of what we're saying have also a very important point in the learning that we have. And when you're translating the words of the Bible to other languages, for sure you're losing this. You're losing it. The Hebrew tradition, and you will go to any synagogue and you will try to listen to the reading of the Torah every Shabbat, you will see that there is a music. And depends on your community, there are differences in the music, but there is a very restricted way that almost without any changes on how exactly to read it with a different music. But the music, it's the same. It's like, the difference between the makams that you have. I don't know how much you know about music, okay? There's in the Arabic, there's makam, and if you go to Germany, there's not makam, but there's only 7 levels of the music, okay? 7 letters in the music. But basically, it's the same music, okay? And the music of what we're learning, this is where we're losing it when we have translations. And here we're trying to open the eyes of what the Torah and the truth of the Torah. So this was the beginning. If you remember, last time we spoke about who was here in those times that those things happened, and we don't have. And I want to start with something that I'm sure that most of you know, if not by heart, so it's the time that you will know it. Try to answer what exactly is the end of this verse. From your memory.
It says, complete the verse from memory, and God saw all that he had made, and behold, it was very good.
Straight ahead, you said it. Remember that? It says that it was very good. So God is giving us temple. This is the end of, it's in chapter 2. Okay? Everything is fine. Everything is fine. Everything is not good. It's very good. Do we feel today about the world that it's very good? I don't know. It's hard to say. Go to the Ukraine people and they will say to you that it's not. Go to the Russians now that is being bombed, also economically, and they will say it's not. Go to Israel, go to places, go to Gaza. They will say it's not good because the Israelis are there, okay? Nobody will say it's very good. But I have a contradiction inside the Bible itself. Let's continue on and let's see in the next chapter what it says. Please. Done. Again, now we're speaking about the melody, okay? We're speaking about the music. And God, and the Lord God said, not good. Everything here in this world is not good. Now listen good. God is not saying it's bad. If God would have said it's bad, I would say there are things that are good. And there's also things that is bad. What is bad? Man is being alone. But God is saying that everything is not good. This music is not being written down in the letters, okay? Every translation will read that it's not good that man is alone. No. God is not saying it's not good that man is alone. God is saying that everything is not good. And also, man is being alone. It was passed from an ear to mouth, from one alive person to another, to his son, and for thousands of years. And the main question is why everything is not good now. And the answer that I'm going to give you is the difference between Who is judging here? Listen good what's happening here, okay? Who is judging in chapter 1? Who is giving I will explain myself. When we're speaking about good and bad, we're speaking about the judgment of morality, good and bad. Who is the judge in chapter 1 and who is the judge in chapter 2? In chapter 1, the judge is God. He's the only one here. You remember that it's written down 10 times, the Elohim, 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 God, 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 God. Bereshit bara Elohim את השמיים והארץ. ויאמר Elohim, God said, Yehi or, there will be a light. ויאמר Elohim, יקבעו המים, God said, the water is supposed to be separated from the earth. ויאמר Elohim, 10 times, only God, 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 God. And God also creating men. And God at the end judging and he's saying everything that I did is excellent. Very good. Not good, very good. It's not 9 in the rate of 1 to 10, okay? It's 10. 10 plus. Who is the person in chapter 2? Who is the who is the judgment in chapter 2? The human being. We're starting chapter 2, and in verse 7 already, it's verse 3. God is creating the human being and giving him a soul from heaven, and he is waiting that he will pray, so there will be also water. We learned all of this, and now I will say the main purpose of this creation is the human being, and this man can judge everything in this world except for one thing. What is the one thing he can't judge? Man can't judge himself. He can't learn himself. He can't describe himself. He can't understand himself. So nothing is good. Okay? Starting to see, understand what's happening here? Not good. Okay? Well, really done. You can read it for you, please.
Okay, the judge has changed. Not good, the man being alone in Genesis 2:18. Chapter 1, the creator grades his work very good. In chapter 2, creation faces a new judge, the self or man. Man can know everything except one thing, himself. And so, in his eyes, nothing is good. That's what people obsess over in this world, yeah. And they project.
It is true. But I have a question for this, okay? Because in chapter 1, it's written down that God created male and female. He created them. So how can Adam be alone? Do you have any idea of answer for that?
There was no communication.
What again? Sorry, please.
He said no
There was
communication.
No connection.
You're saying that there was no communication between them?
Yeah, no connection.
Why? Why
were
not
not-
any kind of communication between them?
In my mind, Rabbi, I've always seen it when in Genesis chapter 1, male and female, he created them. It was a very primitive state, and after he created Eve, and Adam said, "This is now flesh of my flesh and bone of my bone." Now was the key word in your cantillation. Before that, everything was primitive. For Adam to say, "This is now flesh of my flesh and bone of my bone," there was the connection that Bart's hinting at.
I understand what you're saying, but I have it's a bit hard for me to speak about primitive. I want to offer something to be more exact what our sages are saying, okay? And I'm going back for a moment Okay, when it says man being alone, how it is being written in the Bible? Do you know? Do you know? It might be that you don't know. Okay, it's okay. It's written down. The word is levado. Alone is levado. Now, why I'm saying this? Because if you want to really to understand the wording and the words in the Tanakh, you need to find other places where it's the same word.
Right.
Then you start to realize what exactly is being
So
said in the word
it's
in the
not
beginning.
it's not the same as being isolated, right?
It's not
Yeah.
isolated at all.
It's
not
not
isolated.
isolated, but he was
No.
lonely. There was a longing. Yeah.
This is a question exactly what is the meaning of alone here, okay?
Right.
And I want to surprise you a bit how our sages are speaking about it, okay? And I want to use for that two verses that are being very known, I think. One of them is that Jacob was left alone. And the other one is that God, at the end of the days, and again, should be exalted, and today alone. In those two places, in Genesis and in Isaiah, basically what we're saying is that I will say it like that. Read the verse, and Jacob was left alone, and the man. Please read it.
Okay, Genesis 32:25, and Jacob was left alone, and a man wrestled with him. And in Isaiah 2:11,
Just a moment. So the word alone is not by himself.
it's
The word
isolated.
alone is with someone else.
Right.
Right?
A man
Right?
wrestled with him alone. Yeah, exactly. It's right in the sentence. Yes. He couldn't
Inside.
wrestle with somebody if he
People are
was
trying to
isolated.
explain. People are trying to explain to themselves, or say logically, that he stayed alone without his family. So there was someone who came to him. No. This is not what's written down. What's written down that he was alone, and because of that, there was someone that was with him. Okay?
He was in a state of mind.
He was in a state of mind that someone was with him together, but they were sticked together onto each other. Alone is from the word. How do we do the clothings? We're taking, we're taking one
Material.
string. The material, we're taking string, that is going from right to left, and we're taking string going from
It's
up
woven,
to down.
yeah. The way it's
Between.
woven. Yeah.
We call this in Hebrew levad. Alone is being
Woven.
one with each
Sure.
other. Two, one with each other. Yaakov stayed by himself, Jacob stayed by himself, but there was someone with him inside, okay, that fighted with him. And when we're saying that he stayed
Lavado,
alone,
okay.
it wasn't alone without anyone. It was
Right.
within himself with another thing. The same thing is with the other verse. Please read the other verse. I'm sorry. Okay. Please read the other verse.
Isaiah 2:11, and the Lord alone shall be exalted on that day. Lavado does not mean lonely. It means attached to someone. Adam is attached to himself. The eye sees the whole world. One thing it will never see, itself.
What's happening here, and I need to explain this, okay? Also with the same thing with God. When we're saying that God will stay alone, but he will stay alone with us, but we will be much more connected with him. Okay, we will be together with him. Okay, like we're doing the clothing, so I'm saying it's the same thing. Adam and Eve, in some sort of a way, he wasn't really alone in the meaning of the translation, only him. When God created Adam and Eve, he created them together, back to back. You with me? You hear what I'm saying? It was one unit on one side. you saw Adam, and the other side you saw Eve, the woman, man and woman together. But this brought him to a stage that he can't see himself. And at this point of time, the main thing that you have to say, it's not good. I can understand the whole world. There is one thing I can't do. I can't understand myself. This is what man is saying to God. Let's move on. Let's move on, please. Done.
Yeah. Okay. The cure is a position. I will make him a helper opposite him in Genesis 2:18. Not a helper beside him. That would only add hands. Not more help. A position opposite. Only facing someone opposite you meet what is closest to you and therefore invisible to you. Yeah, additional perspective for sure.
I will say it like that. Our sages in the Kabbalah side are saying that God gave a sword between them. And this is where they managed from being back to back to start to stand face to face. It's written down here. Okay, it's not written down that there will be someone next to him. It speaks that there will be someone in front of him, and this is the only way that he will be able, Adam and Eve, to see and to understand themselves. And the only way of understanding myself is through someone else that is being partnership with me. And it's more than that, because when it was God created them together, I will say it was in a nature way that they are together. Go to the cats, for example, go to the cows, go to the dogs. They are twice a year the time that they are getting connected sexuality, but it's nothing between the couple, I will say it like that, that is happening there. It's only for that they will continue, there will be a continuous of their specific, I will say, creation of these specific dogs and those specific cats and those specific cows. And only in the human, a couple is a couple. They can live together for 40 and 50 and 60 years, okay? And it's not going to be the connection between them only when we're giving kids or when we're doing the sexual side of giving kids. It's a much more profound relation of learning one each other. Okay? Here I want to go inside very much to this side, okay, that to understand that the only way of going out from the blindness of ourselves is by someone else that is opposite us and we are managing, the soulmate. Okay? So let's continue on a bit. Please read this.
Okay, a name is a purpose. Whatever the man called each living soul, that was its name. But for the man, no helper was found opposite him. From Genesis 2:19 and 20. In Hebrew thought, a name is not a label. It is a purpose. L'shema. For what? He named everything. He found the purpose of every creature. His own purpose he found in none of them. Wow.
It was what I want to be very clear. I think we said it more than once. In Hebrew, when I'm calling someone, I'm calling his purpose. When I'm asking someone, oh, what is your name? In Hebrew, I'm asking two questions. How people are calling you, and what is your purpose in life? First time I meet someone, what is your name? And he's giving me two answers. My name is X. And basically he's giving me, this is my purpose in life. And men have the possibility, the human being have the possibility, because we are in the most climax side, okay, I will call it, of knowledge, and we have competence of everything inside us, okay. We have the nails and the teeth. That with this we have, I will call, it's like the stones, okay. We have the bones. In Hebrew, the word bone and the word tree is the same. It's the same word, but the bones are growing like the trees, slowly, step by step. Being bigger and bigger. And we have also the skin and the feeling like the animals. And we have also something else that is called the reason, okay, the knowledge. We are, I will say, like the most highest level of reorganizing everything that is in this world, and we can understand and define the reason and the purpose of everything in this world. Whatever man called each living soul, giving his purpose, that was its name, the purpose of things. We are giving, since then, all over history, we are giving labels, understanding, purpose for everything that we see, every phenomena that we see. But there's one thing that we can't understand without the second side of us. Listen good how much it's bringing the level of the relation between, I will say, husband and wife to another level. Okay, in chapter 1, it was called male and female, but this is only the level of the animals. Man is passing over all of the things that's happening in this world, and he's frustrated, and he's saying to God, it's not good. If I can understand everything in this world except myself, I don't know my purpose, I don't know my name, I won't be able to do this by myself. So all of these worlds, nothing here in this world is having the possibility of confronting me and giving me the possibility of understanding my purpose in this world. So nothing is good here. And God decided to, I will say, rebuild from the beginning, Adam and Eve, and from being connected, I will say, in the way of law of nature, okay? Like animals, to separate them to become face to face. What exactly we'll learn next week. I can't do everything tonight. We need also time to understand what I did, what we spoke here, okay? Everybody read it for yourself now, please.
Here, I'll read it for the class out there. Who is in your life stands opposite you, not beside you, not behind you, opposite. For yourself only, nothing to type, nothing to share.
You need to answer to yourself. I won't be able to answer anyone. Okay. I can barely, took me a lot of time to answer for myself. The answer for this question. I will surprise you that it doesn't supposed to be that the one who is standing opposite you believe 100% like you in the same God. It's not related at all. It's not related. It might help, but it's not saying that this is the only way. Ask yourself something that you need to find for yourself. I think that this is, when you understand in this way, you're starting to realize the importance of, and this is only the first half, the importance of the relation between, let's call it at this point of time, husband and wife. Not male and female, husband and wife. Or you're starting to realize, yes, let's speak about organizing a family, husband and wife. I know that you all know. I won't skip this slide this time because it's very important, and I want to jump for a moment to Exodus, when Moses is sitting down in front of all of the people of Israel and judging them, and Jethro is coming and saying to him something that he knew, and even though only when Jethro said it to him, only then he changed himself. Okay? Please read the English. I'm not there. I just want you to understand what we're doing, but please.
Okay. And Moshe's father-in-law saw all that he was doing for the people in Exodus 18, verse 14. What Moshe could not see about himself, the one standing opposite him saw. The Yitro program, one-on-one accompaniment built on this moment, not advice from the side, a mirror standing opposite. Huge.
I don't want to push for this thing now. This is not the issue. The most important thing I want to share, that also Moses had in one of the most critical times when he led the Hebrew nation outside from Egypt, he was supposed to have this mirror that will come and say to him, listen, open your eyes. And we're moving, it says before we'll continue, it says, Ashiva shoftaich kevarishona veyoatzaich kevatchila. In Shaya, okay, in the prophet Shaya, it says that when we will come back to our homeland, we will move to a stage of judges on one side and also consulting people on the other side. And we see today how the world is moving from to much more the issue of the colleagues, or what we call self-development and things like that, when people are giving advices and not overruling. Okay, when you stand in front of a judge, you can ask Bart, you have a lot of experience with this. Not because he was working there, and not because he was being blamed, so God forbid him. But when you stand in front of a judge, and I have experience for that, you really, you obey to him, and you don't really have what to do. The judge will say, and he will decide, and that's it. The world will progress on with those things. Maybe you can say that you disagree and you need to move to the next court, but usually there is also a time that it stops, and that's it. You have no way to discuss it with the judge. Most of the time, even you have no way to speak in front of judge. Only the lawyer can speak for you. And today, the world is moving that people are assisting one each other through consulting one with each other. Not everything is with your spouse. Things could be also with people that could be colleagues, not real colleagues with you. And they can help you and assist you in your work, in your job. It could be also your spouse. It could be, those are the things. I'm just giving an example in the Jethro. Let's finalize for today, please. I'm summarizing.
Okay, 3 sentences. A translation is not an incomplete text. It's a different text. Man is attached to himself. He can know everything except himself. The cure is not knowledge. It is a position, someone standing opposite. I will make him a helper opposite him from Genesis 2:18. Next lesson, the deep sleep, the 2 faces, bone and flesh, and why love in the Hebrew reading points to the future. Wow, this is huge stuff. I look forward to it.
Everything here is in a really a different way of learning. In a moment, first of all, if someone have any, I will send you a link for this. In a moment, I will send you a link. Just a moment, let me see you. What I want to say is that
Rabbi, I got a question online.
And if people have also questions here in the room, it's also good. Please.
Okay, somebody online is asking, what was it in Moses that made him accept Jethro's advice? Was it humility?
It's related with two things. First of all, Moses himself, it's humility. Yes, he was the one. Our sages are saying that humility is understanding your place and learning from every person. And Moses was one of those people. Yes. The question is how come or why Jethro decided to give him advice, or for me, he had I will say the courage, because let's not forget that Moses, where exactly Moses grew up? Moses grew up in the palace of the Pharaoh.
Right.
So he knew this thing of you know,
The ways, yeah.
all those understandings. So why exactly
He
he
was
started
learned,
differently?
yeah.
It's a different question. We're not learning now the Jethro thing, okay? But there is a very interesting move that Jethro passed, and he managed to pass it also to Moses, and Moses was great enough to learn it from Jethro. And I want to remind us also one more important thing. Who was the rabbi of Moses to learn to become
That
prophet?
question was from Martina. She's on the road, so she's listening online.
Regards. Who was the one who taught Moses how to become prophet?
Was it Aaron?
He became prophet already when he was shepherding
With Jethro, yes.
Jethro's sheep, right? And Jethro was the high priest of Midian, and Midian was one of the kids of Abraham. But probably he got something also from Jethro. So Jethro was his father-in-law, but Jethro also taught him things. This is why he felt comfortable of learning from Jethro.
Makes sense.
I sent now the link of the presentation. Catch it,
Well, thanks.
spread it. All the world. More questions, please. Ellen, you're worth something. You don't look at this like that, eyes like that. No, you're worth something. Julie also. Without the women, we have nothing here to do in this world. Tap on your shoulders and sit, my wife is saying to me all the time that if men were supposed to give birth, there was only maximum one kid to each family. I think she's right. Fair enough. Start to look at things in the right way. Don't hesitate. More questions? Something people want to say something. Everything's fine.
Oh, it really helps answer some questions for me for sure, and I look forward to hearing the second part to this next week. Are you okay for next week, tentatively, Rabbi, Hashem willing?
Yes. With the help of God, we will be.
Excellent.
Okay.
Nobody got any questions? Yeah, Angelica messaged me that she is away this week, so she's gone to Vancouver area to see family, so she's not with us today. But
what do you do with fires with you? There's a lot of fires there.
Right out my window, it's terrible smoke. I had the problem with my plane coming back last week. They still put it off. I'm not scheduled to fly from Calgary back home till tomorrow, but they'll probably cancel that. The airport's completely shut down. So I had to rent a car and drive through the Rocky Mountains all night in the dark. I was up north on my route all the way from Golden, which is about 500-600 kilometers away. Smoke started there all the way down here. But right out my house window here, I can see the smoke. It's like kind of where you stayed, Rabbi, where you and Rabbi Skobach stayed. It's right across the lake from that is where it is, and up on that hill. It's actually the size of the fire is over 18,000 hectares, which is about 1.5 times the size of Vancouver, over top of the hill that was across from where you guys stayed.
What happened? Someone started the fire or something?
They can't even get into assess it, but it appears maybe it was a lightning strike somewhere, and then it's so dry that it just lit up. Actually, my one supervisor I work with, he lost his house, burned down in minutes. Just things are so. Yeah, but
one of the most horrible things. One of the most horrible things. Think about this.
Oh, they've evacuated over 20,000 people, and the resort I work at has opened the doors, and so all week we've had nothing but evacuees, and they put together a huge kids play area in our convention center, and so I've been having to keep organized with screaming children, and they're all high-strung evacuees, and. But the smoke, I've done about 80,000 steps walking in the smoke. It's just ghastly, gagging. I mean, you fight for oxygen and cramp up because your body's not getting enough air. But I prayed, and Hashem sends a wind and blows it away, gets some air. But then, of course, it comes back. I can't control it, but they allowed certain areas of the city across from me to get back in view, but there's still huge areas. A lot of firefighters are staying at the resort I work at, and so I talked to them and tried to get updates, and they had a lot of reservists that were not being used yesterday, so that means it's more under control. But weather conditions, Hashem rules. Hashem has control over everything, and so it's just it's kind of sad. But my wife was so panicked when I was away. She's messaging me. She had to pack. We were on evacuation notice because people don't realize that when a fire gets so big, the embers actually can carry in the wind 10 kilometers. And if it lands on your rooftop, it can start travel that way, right? The wind carries it far. And, But Baruch Hashem, my wife was panicked. She packed an evacuation bag. She was so glad I was able to make it back, and the airline actually found my luggage yesterday. So I had 6 days without half my clothes. But nonetheless, Hashem got it all under control. It only cost me an extra $1,000. But whatever, it is what it is. But we try to pray for the people in the area. But I was just I've been praying.
Feeling good with the elbow gun. This is very good.
Angelica's she's about 20, 30 kilometers north of where the fires are, and she's been smoked out. So her and her husband went to Vancouver this weekend to spend time with family and breathe some fresh air. But it is what it is, and people try to cope with, and rebuild. They did have one 80-year-old lady perish, but at least it wasn't worse. My sympathy's there with all the people. Yeah, but I can see it right out my studio window here. It's just it's gray, smoky. I can see just across the street, and that's it. And after that, it's all smoke. Nonetheless, but Rabbi, thank you for today's class. I shared the lessons out there online if you want to download the Rabbi's presentation. It's out there on Facebook and YouTube. So Baruch Hashem, we will be back next Sunday, same time, Hashem willing. And so until then, have a wonderful, wonderful week, everybody. Bye.
It's the end of August. Take your time. Very good with this. Bye, everybody. Bye.